Hello friends, it's Trevor, it's Avery, it's Pat, it's the citywide special. The Sixers escaped disaster and will retain their first round pick, moving up to 3rd overall in the draft lottery. Who will be available to take at 3? The Flyers have a new coach. Rick Tocchet is officially hired, as many expected. Is this the right move? Can Tocchet prove the doubters wrong and take the team into contention? The Flyers have a less fortunate draft lottery, dropping from 4 to 6. The Phillies dropped 2 against the Cardinals, but have won 5 of their last 6 series. Can they keep it going and close in on the Mets for the top spot in the NL East? The Eagles' schedule is released. The Birds will open the season at home against the Cowboys. Dallas Goedert will return as the team restructures his contract. All that and more coming up right now. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty good. Been a little minute. I think we had a week off last week. Endured the rain all week this week. Finally got to see a little glimmer of sun, so that felt good despite the humidity uptick in that. But yeah, man, feels good to be back. Feels good to be dry for a change.
It's good to be dry.
Yeah, but good.
Yeah, I dare say we're about to need Noah's Ark up in this, man. We're in for 40 days and 40 nights, it felt like.
Gotta get 2 of all the animals.
Biblical.
Do all that stuff.
Yeah, two turtles, 2 elephants, 2 woolly mammoths, 2 sharks. You got to get them on the ark somehow.
Do sharks got to be on the ark?
No, shark probably fine in the water.
Yeah, they could kind of like ride along.
I think the fish recovered. Yeah, I think they were all right.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the sea creatures.
Yeah, they were
in
okay.
an ark situation, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. 2 pigeons.
Except the unicorns, they didn't make it, as that old Irish song goes.
What? Never heard this before. What is it?
I forget the name of the song, but there's it's like 2 alligators and long neck geese, some humpback camels and some chimpanzees. But then it goes on about like what else they got, and then they were like, oh, except the unicorn, we forgot that, and that's why there's no unicorns anymore. Yeah, they forgot to get on the boat. It's a good little song.
I don't think I ever knew that. Okay,
I'll play it for you sometime.
That, children, is why there are no unicorns. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, man.
So what's been popping? Yo, since the last time we recorded, this sucks, man. I feel like something crazy always happens right after we record. The day after we recorded last time, the Delco shitter happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explosive diarrhea instantly on a car. Which kind of I respect that game, to be able to just do that on command and then get back in your car and hit the road.
It's a pretty good move to have in your back pocket. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was vulgar, though, man. Like, it wasn't on the Bristol stool scale. That was like the most liquidiest thing. I think a 1 is when it's straight liquid, or an 8. It was just straight.
I mean, that was like spray paint. That came out.
She was so like smug after it too.
I know,
Did you see the video of her after
getting arrested? And what she was saying was like they were driving too close.
Yeah, they started it.
They started, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like.
Yeah, if she ever
Delco.
If she ever has to go to trial, there'll probably be a GoFundMe for her defense. You know.
Yeah.
She'll raise like $100,000.
She's got to call Top Dog Law.
She'll be able to get, I don't know. She'll get, I don't know. It's a famous lawyer.
Like, Johnny Cochran.
Yeah. She'll get, he's dead, but she'll get Alan Dershowitz to fucking come. Another one of OJ's defense team. Yeah, she'll get the entire, whoever's left, the Kardashian guy. Get him. Is he still alive?
No, he's dead.
Is he dead too?
He's been dead too.
He's been dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
There's gotta be some other guys that are still popping around.
They're out there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a hot case. I would take it for sure, just for a publicity standpoint.
Yeah, you go put your name on the map.
Way to go, Delco.
Like, I got an acquittal for acquittal
for the Delco
shitter.
For the Delco shitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but good on her. She owned up to it. You know, she wasn't hiding from the camera. She leaned into it. I mean, you can't really.
She was proud.
I mean, you can't really hide from that. You laid your claim on that thing. Good on that person with the phone too, because they got the minute before she even did it. They knew it was. They were like, "Hold on now, something." I got a feeling
gonna happen.
Yeah, yep.
Something big's gonna happen right now.
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is? As soon as I saw the video, like it was trending on like Instagram or Twitter or whatever, I was like, "This has to be in Philly."
Yep.
And just sure, it's Delco, so it's not quite Philly, but it's Philly adjacent. No other place in the country would something like that happen.
No, women are built different over here for sure.
Yo, and I just loved in the aftermath video when she's talking, she has this thick Delco accent. The girl whose car she shit on, she has this thick Delco accent. Just like, man, this is home, baby.
And they're both like shitty ass rinky dink cars too. One's like a fucking beat up Prius. One's like a Honda Civic. You're like, all right, this makes sense. You know, 2 different color bumpers and shit. You're like, yep. This probably isn't her first time either. There's the execution.
Nah, man, she's definitely gotten away with that.
She
before.
hit that thing right down the pipe.
She
It was like
exactly
perfectly centered on the hood. Like
probably got all in the radiator.
Quick reaction too. There was no thought process. Like, let me hesitate and think of it now. She was like, I've done this before, but there was never a phone out there catching her. I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible.
It's gonna be like when they pull up bodies. They're like, wow, weird. Like we caught this serial killer, and now all these other cold cases that we've seen here are probably related to this person. They're gonna be like, you know what? I got my car shit on too by someone that didn't look like a bird or a dog.
Yeah, it would be funny if it wasn't caught on video and the police had to kind of like investigate and do it. It's like in like True Detective, or it's like I guarantee you this isn't a first.
You have a Matthew McConaughey.
This goes way back with him. This idea goes way back with her.
No, that was prolific. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
If she ever wants to come be on the pod, she has a seat. She just has to make sure she wears some Depends.
Nah, she's bringing her own seat. She's not using an these BYOC.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Man. She needs to wear a diaper.
These are Facebook Marketplace chairs.
Fuck that.
That's true. Fair enough. What else has been happening?
We missed that. Broad Street Run happened. Yeah. Shout out to all the runners that did it. Not Nick. He didn't do it this year, so no shout out to you.
He doesn't listen to the pod anyway.
I know, but we can still roast his ass a little bit.
We should roast him even more because of it. Nick, you're stupid.
Yeah.
I never called you our cute designer friend. You're a bitch. You're ugly. And you can't run for your life.
Was it that gout must have been flaring up? But Mikey did it.
Eating too many hams.
Martha.
Yeah, shout out to Martha.
Yep, she first time runner. She did it. The whole fam was out there.
A couple of Spruce friends did it.
Couple Spruce friends, all right.
Kate.
And then 10,000 other people, so it was a good day. Dry for a change, which was good.
Yeah, it was nice. Mm-hmm. Decent day.
But, yeah, all in all, not a bad... I don't really have anything else recap in terms of big major events.
Yeah. I went to Wendy's today.
Oh.
What'd you get?
I always just get the double cheeseburger. Mm-hmm. The classic Dave's double. Mm-hmm. But dude, this is the thing. So I go to like maybe like once a month or so when I'm in the office, I'll go down to the Wendy's for lunch on Chestnut, like 15th and Chestnut, that Wendy's. And it's always so fucked in there.
Oh yeah.
But like what's really getting on my nerves now is like there's always a line, but it used to go really quick, but now it's fucking jammed up because of all these DoorDash fucking shit. There's always just people like coming in there with the phone like it's just holding everything up, which sucks. But this is the really funny part. I've noticed in the past like couple months or so, they've had like a private like security guy there who's like, you know, probably some privately contracted like security firm guy. And like from what I've gathered, he has like two main, and he has like a gun and shit. Like he's like strapped, like he's got the fucking vest. He's like fucking strapped up, and like,
damn, okay.
And he seems to have two main responsibilities, which is he'll stand outside and yell at the DoorDash people who are obstructing the entrance with their bicycle to be like, you can't leave your bike there. Like he does that, and then he'll come inside and make sure that like homeless people aren't using the bathroom. He'll just stand there and be like, there's not a public bathroom. You have to buy something. And I was in there today, and he just like kept saying that over and over again. And this one girl was like, "You talking to me?" And he's like, "I'm talking to everyone in this restaurant."
Hell yeah!
Just a general announcement.
Okay.
But this is the other funny part is I've also seen the dude. Once in a while, he'll like go behind the counter for something, and then one time I was in there, and he's like replacing like the napkins in like the napkin dispenser and shit, which starts to make me think like, was this just the guy who they hired as like a Wendy's employee, and then one day they're just like, you know, you seem to have your shit together. What would you say to us giving you a gun and giving you some other stuff to do around here?
Hey, you probably got a nice raise.
But yeah,
shout out to him.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty funny.
It's an important job. You can't be running out of napkins during a lunch rush.
And he's killing it at the job. My man's on all the. He's doing all the work that no one wants to do. Filling up the napkins, kicking out homeless people shitting in your bathroom, checking the line, make sure people are getting all orderly and whatnot. That's not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they wear bulletproof vests in Wendy's.
No bullshit going on at that Wendy's.
Yeah, we had Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah,
you know,
Mother's Day.
Shout out to the moms.
All the moms.
All the moms out there. So that was good. Any other major event?
No, I don't think
so. New Pope.
Oh, fuck yeah. We had the Philly Pope.
The Villanova Pope. The Chicago Pope.
But
a Villanova Pope.
Yeah.
Depending on how my brother went to Villanova, so I'm like a little sympathetic to Villanova, but
That's true.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. You know what I mean? This guy's
White Sox fan, which I feel like is kind of lends itself to the whole like humility thing.
Definitely.
With like being
I
a
respect that.
Yeah.
He's like had to suffer a lot
Continually.
You know?
He wasn't out on Wrigleyville. Hell no.
No, yeah.
He was on the south side in the hood.
It was
dude.
people were prematurely declaring him a Cubs fan, and then I saw an interview with his brother, and he was like, "I don't know where people got that idea. Like he's been a White Sox fan."
People
so,
take
like,
that serious.
They pull
out
up
there.
videos of him,
he's
like,
a South Side guy.
They have videos
Yeah.
of him at the game, like.
Oh yeah, I remember it was
whatever.
like from like the World Series in
Yeah.
05 or
Yeah.
that was or whatever. Yeah, he was
He's,
like
like,
a
chilling
shot of
there.
him in the stands. Yeah, yeah.
Getting
what's up.
all fucked up. Nah, I'm
Yeah,
kidding. He's all
I guess that's
fine.
the first American Pope, I
First
believe.
one.
Yeah, and he's
Leo the 14th.
Philly adjacent.
Yeah,
Leo. That's a good name. And he looks kind of young for a Pope, I feel like.
he's like
Yeah, he's in his like late 50s, early 60s or something.
I think he's in his 60s.
I don't think he's quite 70 yet because my dad will turn 70 in
He doesn't
August.
look that
and he's
old.
older than the Pope. So, I mean, I feel like the last two we got were pretty old at the
I saw
time.
this
Yeah.
video that was going around on TikTok of I guess like some woman had like years and years ago had like hooked up with him.
Hell yeah.
And there was like this woman like on FaceTime with her daughter as they were like announcing who it was, and it was like, it's Bob, my mom hooked up with the Pope.
That's dope though.
That's sick.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
got a free ticket to heaven that way.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, yeah, shout out to them. Quick turnaround on that.
Yeah, it's like JD Vance
Yeah, it
killed.
didn't take that long. I think it was only like
2
day
day?
3 or 2.
Day 2.
Yo,
Yeah.
Vance killed Pope Francis, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was with him 3 days, or no, he was with him. Then he died the next day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Francis
yeah.
was like, I don't want to meet this man. They were like, come on, meet him real quick. He's like, all right, fine, I'll meet him the next day. And then
Then the day after
kiss
that,
of death. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's all JD Vance's fault. But hey, at the end of the day, we have a Philly adjacent Pope, so we're happy.
We'll take it. Yeah, man.
So yeah, I guess we can jump on into what's been popping off in sports.
Yeah, we want to lead with here.
A lot of
I
drafts.
guess the big news, the Sixers.
Yeah, man.
The big news.
held it down.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, we
the
can get into them.
the most high stakes event we've had in a while, the draft lottery,
It's the best
which was
case scenario.
a real roller coaster thanks to the fucking clueless ESPN announcers.
Which it's Kevin Nagandi. He's like a Philly guy too.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, it's like first he says they lose the pick, and I'm like, of course they lost the pick. Like, what the fuck else would
Right.
happen?
But the
And I
thing
was
is-
just despondent.
When he said that, there were still 2 or 3. There were still 2 slots in the top 4.
Yeah.
So when he said that, I'm thinking, nah, they didn't lose the pick. I mean, they could, but they haven't yet.
Yeah.
And in order for OKC to get the pick, it had to fall out of the top 6. And when he said that, it was the 8th pick.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, there's two chances in the top 4. And I mean, I guess they could slide out, but I wasn't. Most people were like, oh shit, like we lost the pick. But I'm thinking, no, we're still good.
Yeah. I was thinking about how there was probably at least a good handful of people who punched a hole in their wall for no reason when
Oh,
they
yeah.
thought that we lost the
Rip the
pick.
TV
Threw
off the
their
wall.
foot- threw their phone and broke it.
Someone broke some stuff in their house.
No, that was intense though. Just the emotion.
Oh yeah,
As
yeah.
I was
You go from
watching
like
it-
you're like this. I was like, oh fuck. All of a sudden you're like, oh shit, we're like in this. And then of course they end up getting 3, which once you know you're in the top 4, it's like, oh fuck, is it gonna happen? Like, is this actually gonna happen? And not quite, but
Yeah.
3's, they kept the pick. That's really all they had to, if they had gotten 3 or 4, averted disaster. 'Cause
Yeah.
that would have been truly a disaster if after that fucking shit show of a season, if they just came away with nothing. That would have been pretty fucking hard to swallow.
In a season full of shit, this was the one shining, I guess, success in
Yeah.
what could have been.
Yeah, it almost made it all worth it. I mean, we'll see. Time will tell how they end up handling it. If it truly ends up being worth it, but at the end of the day, it could have been so much worse. It does suck that, the Spurs get number 2 when they already have Wemby and they have the reigning rookie, the last 2 rookies of the year and Stephon Castle and Wemby, and then they get number 2.
Yeah.
And then, the most asinine thing is Dallas getting number 1. You trade away one generational talent for
Not
a bag
beating
of
the
peanuts.
allegations.
Not with that GM,
You
no.
trade him to the premier franchise in the league, and then you somehow have another number 1 pick when you had a 2% chance of getting it fall
Unreal.
onto your lap.
Especially after, we'll talk about the Flyers later, but the Islanders moved from 10 to 1, and then this happens. It's like, damn, dude.
we're not paying enough people off.
I mean, it kind of goes to show that while tanking worked out for the Sixers in that if they hadn't tanked, there's no way they would have kept the pick. But if you really, really tanked, say like the Wizards did, or in the NHL the way that San Jose does, or San Jose or the Blackhawks did, I mean, it may not necessarily work out where you get the number 1 pick because of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll still end up in the lottery. You'll still get a chance at a good player, but it kind of feels like gone are the days where having the worst record in the league guarantees you a high pick. I mean, look at, what was it? The New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA draft fell to like 4 or 6 or 7. They were extremely ass this year too. So,
well, it sounds like our owner's got to start sucking some dick or something like that. We got to start getting. We're missing one piece of the pie here.
Yeah. What's the Mavs GM? Nico, right? His first name's Nico. I don't know what his last name is. Nico Harrison. Is that his name? What's he got on Adam Silver?
A lot, apparently. I was running through all the things that he was a part of.
Yeah, we got to figure
somehow
this out.
Anthony Davis is a part of every one of his trades, and he always ends up with the first pick whenever he makes a big move like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe it's who's their ownership? The Adel. What's their name?
Adelsons.
The Adelsons.
Who are like? So here's my thing. Was like, dude, like if you know anything about the Adelsons, they were like, Vegas, like owned all these casinos, like uber billionaire, like just total ghouls of people. I think the one guy died, Sheldon Adelson, but then his wife
Sheldon.
Ew. I'm pretty sure.
Hell of a name,
dude.
Sheldon Adelson.
You should like look up a picture of that dude. Like, he looks like a straight up goblin. But
if your name's Sheldon Adelson, I'm gonna assume.
But now, like his wife's family or whatever owned the team, and I swear to God, like they must have like some like connections with like former CIA mercenaries or some fucking crazy shit like that.
Let me see.
And
he kind of looks like a hobbit mixed with a goblin.
Yeah, dude. Shit. Yeah.
He's a nasty looking man, or he was. He's dead now.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, quite possibly they have to be one of the most evil ownership groups in sports, and of course they get the number 1 pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah, which will clearly be Cooper Flagg. Which would have been great to have Coop and Coop.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah, would have been sick. Would have been something.
Maybe they could have started a podcast.
Instead of Cooper Flagg and Reed Blankenship, the exciting mics.
Cooper DeJean and
Cooper DeJean, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you I think they just did their first episode. Y'all listen to it?
No. I mean,
I don't think it's going to be, I don't know.
I don't need any more player.
Judging by their parade speeches, I don't know if that's going to be the most thrilling podcast.
I don't think it's going to be that good.
I'm also just really over the whole current athletes having podcasts thing.
Yeah, man, it's
just
too
like,
much.
You're not happy that Podcast P's back?
Oh, no, dude, come on. Give it a rest. It's just annoying because I feel like the point of podcasts is so that people like us can have a Hail Mary chance of not having to have a real job. And all these people that already are famous and have money and are set up, like, you don't need to be in this.
Yeah.
Just.
It's true. It's a hobby for them. It's a true grind for us. We're out here.
Exactly. Yeah, we're putting in the real work.
Yeah, we in these streets.
Yeah.
But nah, man, I respect the retired player pod.
That's fine.
That's different.
You hear all sorts of fun stories from retired players.
Yeah, but the
Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard's podcast, I've seen a couple clips.
Yeah.
That seems like it'd be a good listen.
That's fine, but you've already established yourself as like a future Hall of Fame potential player, World Series champ. You've had a long career, storied career. You've earned the right to be able to like tell your fucking stories and do whatever you want to do. But when you're, I mean, not for nothing too, with the Cooper DeJean shit, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna talk about that's gonna be, that's not the same as every other NFL podcast out there? There's some good former player ones that I really like to listen to, but like this is one I'm not gonna even the Kelsey one, I'm not gonna lie, kind of hit a wall on that.
I've never really listened to it, to be honest. I've seen clips of it.
It's not like, it's just now that he's not playing. I was okay with, because like I was like Kelsey, but yeah, I think it's just too saturated that way. And everybody and their mother's having a podcast now that plays some sport. The pros, especially.
Yeah, you think badminton players have their own podcast?
Hell yeah, they probably do.
I'm sure you can find
what do you think they talk about?
They're like
hitting that little, what's it called? A bird?
The birdie?
What?
Isn't it called this? No.
It's
Who you
called
got? What?
No, spatchcock's what you do to a chicken.
Yeah.
The shuttlecock?
The shuttlecock, that's what it
Yeah.
is.
Is that what that little thing
That's
is
what
called?
the little thing that they hit is.
Yeah.
What a fucking name. Who made that shit? But yeah,
I mean, they probably
some
talk about
British
that,
guy.
how ridiculous of a name it is. And
probably talk about the
they're not wrong.
shuttlecocks for sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you think it's like professional golfers definitely do.
They-
That's probably the lamest,
that's all they wanna do
corniest
is talk.
podcast, dude. The professional golf podcast.
It's probably so quiet too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably use inside voices.
It's like NPR.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's NPR for jocks. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I don't
anyway,
know.
so
Yeah,
Sixers at 3.
number 3 pick.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I would have loved to have gotten 2 or 1, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I would have loved to have gotten higher than 3.
But yeah, at the same time, they kept the pick. That said, I mean, I've started to kind of like read up on some of the players that are available to them and sort of listen to people that know a lot more about basketball and college basketball than I do. I'm not really enamored with any of the projected
none of them
guys
are,
at 3.
Yeah.
The one that everyone talks about the most is Ace Bailey, who went to Rutgers, who I've said before on the pod. His ceiling, his absolute ceiling, his 99th percentile outcome is Kevin Durant, but let's be honest, that's not going to happen.
No.
Even
Doesn't have
his
the physical. Yeah.
No, even his 90th percentile outcome is Paul George, which is, you're really squinting probably at this point. I've seen people say his low-end outcome is Kyle Kuzma.
Damn.
Or my thought was his low-end outcome is probably like a Brandon Ingram type, which still isn't really that good.
That's not terrible though. I mean, for a number 3 pick, I guess, but it's not. What I mean.
You're getting a useful player.
Yeah.
But it's just not something. It's not like a franchise-altering type of thing.
Well, what is he? Is he 20 yet?
I think he
19?
turns 19. I feel like he turns 19 this summer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got like years.
He's
to,
young. He's
You have
very
some
young.
moldable years, but I mean, you're not really. He's not coming into
It's not going
a.
to help you win a championship next year.
He's also not really coming into a well-established franchise of people that have their shit together. Like, you know, if you get a guy like that going to Boston, they got a structure there. You got a guy
He's
coming here.
into chaos.
I mean, yeah, you better buckle up, man.
We can
I don't-
talk about the Celtics. Their structure.
I'm just saying though,
Yeah.
before everyone gets hurt and all that, but like, what are you excited as a number 3 pick if the Sixers pick you? Probably not at this point. You have a disgruntled superstar in Embiid. You have injuries galore. You have a known issue with ownership and fans not really loving all that going down. It's not like a destination spot. You're happy to be in the league, I'm sure, but it's not like we really have a sound base over here for people to come into and like grow into the player that they could become.
See, I think Ace Bailey would love to land here because he said Paul George is his favorite player. So he would take a lot out of being mentored by Paul George. I think Paul George, for all of his flaws and his just weirdness and his podcast P-Ness, oops.
Oh, damn,
His
dog.
podcast whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. I think he'd be a good role veteran.
You almost said it again, but just slower.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good veteran.
Podcast P. Ness.
a good veteran role model for someone like that. So, yeah, no, your point is well taken, though. It's not like he's landing in a franchise that he's going to be able to change overnight. But really, most lottery picks, they're going to a bad team, a team that was bad enough to end up with the...
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying we're like looking for this 3rd pick to come in here and like bring us over the hill. I'm just saying if this player already has a very volatile floor to ceiling type of parameter here, he's not coming to a place that can get him to that 90th percentile. I mean, they could. We'll see.
I mean,
right?
maybe. I mean,
We'll see.
Maxey's hit his 90th percentile outcome.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that McCain was looking great too, but I'm just saying the way things ended, they have to really do a lot more other, looking in the mirror to really make sure that we have a good sound base for this kid or whoever we do, decide to bring in. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're starting off at a disadvantage that way.
Point taken. Yeah, I think the other guy that's been talked about a lot to them is VJ Edgecombe, who went to Baylor.
I saw that.
I watched some of his games when they were in the tournament. His game doesn't really wow me. His 90th percentile outcome is prime Russell Westbrook, which would be great, which would be badass, right? But he can't shoot. I think that's VJ Edgecombe's big thing right now is he can't shoot.
he'll be more like today Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Right. Or
Westbrook.
yeah, go Westbrook. Although Westbrook he's been shooting some corner threes in the playoffs, but nah, you just can't. We've lived through too many guards that can't shoot. Whether it's Fultz, whether it's Michael Carter Williams, Simmons, right? Even though he's the kind of guy that they say is just a gym rat and is kind of an ass kicker that'll work hard, probably will galvanize a team even at 19 years old. But if he can't shoot, I don't know if I can get there.
No, the fans will just eat him up.
Yeah,
We've been through too many of
exactly
hopeful.
We're traumatized.
Yeah, well, I think that's what I'm saying. It's a very tough spot to be in, to come in at the number 3 spot. Whoever we do decide to bring in, they have to know that it's going to be quite the undertaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is the likelihood that they could trade the pick, knowing Daryl Morey's MO and how he operates?
I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't shock me at all.
I would not be surprised at all.
I feel like it's less than a 50% chance, but
it's up there.
It wouldn't shock me at all.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on if they could trade up to 2 and they could get Dylan Harper. I would like that. If they're trading back to later in the lottery, I mean, they got to get something good for that aside from just another pick. You need to get a young player that's ready to contribute. Or maybe your package,
it would have to be like
a package
player
where you can get like a 3rd or 4th option on the team. Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. If they have the same valuation of the talent after Flagg and Harper as most people do, then it's probably more likely. But at the same time, I could see Daryl Morey falling in love with one of these guys. I don't know who. Maybe he loves an Ace Bailey. Maybe he loves a VJ Edgecombe. There's a couple other guys that he might like, but we'll see.
Yeah. I guess, do we think that there's any shred of a possibility that whoever's at 2 does not take Harper?
Yeah. I kind of think that's likely.
Which would be the Spurs? Right, yeah.
Or it could be the Bucks. If the Spurs
this whole Giannis
try to trade
situation.
for Giannis. I mean, they're kind of perfectly set up to do it. And, like, that front court would be crazy.
Imagine Wemby and Giannis.
Yeah.
That'd be fucked up.
I mean,
that's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of eyeing it up. I mean, that would be dangerous.
But yeah, I mean, that would be good for the Sixers, right? If the Bucks end up trading into that pick. I mean, yeah, Dame's out with the torn Achilles, which sucks. But maybe they look at it as, we'd rather start to build around a wing player like Ace Bailey, who maybe they see the Kevin Durant, like, highest percentile outcome and fall in love with him. Then Harper falls, and then you have a big guard to pair next to Maxey and McCain. That'd be cool. I mean, Harper, I haven't really read too much about him.
2 Harpers in town, too.
Yeah.
We can't have 2 Coopers.
Yeah,
Maybe
we can have 2 Harpers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess, I don't know what his high-end outcome is, but his high-end outcome, it has been projected to be like all-star, borderline superstar. His dad played in the NBA and won several championships with the Bulls, for what that's worth, so he has NBA pedigree in the family. So, I kind of like the idea of that happening, even once I saw the Spurs had the 2nd pick. I'm like, yeah, if they keep that and they draft Harper, you mean to tell me they're going to have De'Aaron Fox, who they just paid all this money, Stephon Castle, the Rookie of the Year, and they're going to draft another guard? I can't figure it, but who knows? I would love for it to happen. I mean, I think he would change the trajectory of the franchise a lot more than any of these guys projected at 3.
Yeah.
Even though Rutgers did suck.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's different, though. The whole team was ass, dude.
Yeah, team and the coaching was also apparently bad. Like,
when has Rutgers ever had a good basketball program?
I don't know. That's why when I saw like these guys projected to go at 2 and 3 were both from Rutgers, I was like, what's going on here?
Since
the
when?
Eagles drafted a guy
weird.
from Rutgers or undrafted. Like, Rutgers is in the air right now.
They've had a couple good years in football, but I couldn't tell you the last time they had a decent basketball team. Or even had good players, good basketball players.
I could not.
I'm trying to think. I can't tell you the last NBA player that went to Rutgers. But anyway, do I have anything else written? I guess we can talk some other NBA stuff while we're here real quick.
Are injuries on that list?
I mean, they weren't, but they might as well be.
That's kind of wild. Not even just in totality, but there's definitely some chirping going around about cutting the length of the season down. It just makes the playoffs kind of unbearable. You want to see the best teams play with the best players, and like every single. I mean, I know these guys are getting older too. Most of them that have gone down, except for Tatum, but you know, Lillard going down. You get fucking Curry with the injury.
Steph, yeah.
I mean, it's just not, you know. And they were on a good run too, going in there.
Yeah, the Warriors. I thought they were going to go pretty far until.
I really thought they could have done that. You know, LeBron. I mean, he's kind of an asterisk to that equation just because he's, you know, how old he is. So that's just inevitable.
Yeah.
I feel like if he played 60 games, he still probably would have got hurt, whatever. But something's got to change.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with it is, right, like you watch a regular season NBA game these days, and they're calling fouls left and right, ticky-tack. You can't even breathe on a guy sometimes. They're calling a foul. Whereas like these playoff games, I'm watching like 3 or 4 minutes in a row where dudes are just getting crushed, getting slapped in the head, like kneed in the chest, and they're not calling any fouls. And I mean, over time, that takes its toll on you. You can certainly look at it and say, yeah, well, football players are tougher. But the NBA, they play a lot more games and a lot more of a condensed schedule. And there's a lot more consistent action.
Right.
And just over time, especially if you're not playing like that in the regular season and you have to ramp the intensity up to 100, the playoffs, you're going to have hamstring issues, calf strains, torn Achilles.
After these guys are all living in the gym all day, too, in the regular season and shit.
2 torn Achilles in like 2 weeks from
almost the same exact play.
Hall of Fame level players.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know what it is. They need to probably shorten the regular season. Probably start to officiate the playoffs with a little stricter of a whistle. Maybe that changes things. At the same time, though, these games are so goddamn long already. You start officiating like a playoff game because they have additional commercial breaks, because they have that additional sponsorship money. You start officiating this like a regular season game.
Couple 7-game series, you're like, holy shit, come on now. Yeah.
Game goes from 2.5 hours to like 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yep.
So the length of the time of a football game.
Yeah, you're cramping up, you're getting cold, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, that's like the age-old dilemma, though, in the NBA is like, you know, limiting down the number of games in the regular season. Then the pay would be cheaper. But then you get the old heads that are like, well, they just can't play like we used to play. But the game is playing such a higher, octave right now that it is different. Like, it has evolved. It's a lot quicker. The guys are bigger.
They shoot.
And they're not just like bigger, like Shaq size. They're like just literally taller, more muscle, kind of more agile as well for big men. People are moving around quicker than they have before. And even the bench players are better than, like, everybody as a whole has been a lot better than that era or whatever people want to say.
I think the other thing is, too, teams shoot 35, 40, 50 threes a game. Mm-hmm. You're sprinting out to close out on a lot of these threes. They didn't have to do that back then. They might have sprinted out to a closeout to the free throw line or the top of the key. So,
it's a quicker game.
Yeah. It's quicker. These dudes jump higher. They're faster. They're stronger. They're more athletic.
And to your point, too, like working in the gym all day like that, like all their muscles and tendons are already strained. Mm. Whether or not they have an injury, it is what it is. Like, you can't do that to your body all year, no matter how many ice baths or fucking trainings or juices you want to do or IVs. The joints have got to be kind of on their wits' end at that point. And it takes one, as we've seen in the playoffs, one fucking wrong move, planting your foot to make it cut left, bang, pop.
Yeah, that's
then you're done. Yeah. So that sucks. That's the only thing that I've noticed in the playoffs this year is that just they're not just like weird injuries like a beat gets or like a weird like, okay, they're out for a game. It's like season ending, impacting the beginning of the next season injuries that are like, well, that just makes the whole NBA not fun.
Yeah. I mean, they've been some really intense games. The playoff games I've watched, I've thoroughly enjoyed. But yeah, then there's the injury part where, I mean, obviously as a Sixers fan, I'm kind of glad that the Celtics are losing that series, but you don't want to see them lose with Jason Tatum tearing his Achilles. I don't even really like Jason Tatum. I think he's a nerd. He's a dork. Doesn't have any of his own personality or any of his own flavor. But you don't want to see that happen to a guy. Especially he was balling that game too. Yeah. And then that's just how his season ends. That's how probably most of the next season goes for him, is rehabbing.
Yep.
It is good because I think this is the beginning of the end of the Celtics quote-unquote dynasty. But other than that, it just kind of sucks.
By the way, there's 2 current NBA players from Rutgers, one of which is Ron Harper Jr., Dylan Harper's brother.
He's in the NBA?
Well, barely. He was drafted in 2022 by the Raptors and then was waived and picked up by the Pistons, and he played in one game this year.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And then there's Cam Spencer, who was drafted last year by the Grizzlies.
Never heard of either
played
one.
Played 25 games.
Damn, he played in 25 games?
Yeah,
well, he played for Memphis. I don't know who was on Memphis other than John Morant with his guns.
That's probably why he played.
Let's just say Rutgers not exactly not exactly a basketball powerhouse.
No.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it on the NBA. Giannis is going to get traded. Did we talk about this if we had Giannis and Embiid on the same team?
No.
I don't think that would ever happen, but that would be ridiculous
That'd
too.
be kind of funny.
That'd be, I mean...
If Giannis played for us, he could knock down as many ladders as he wants.
Yeah. I'd be all for it. But I don't think that's going to happen. He's going to the Spurs. The Rockets are rumored to be a destination. I think some mystery team. Some people were saying Cleveland, I think.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know how that would work.
How about that ending for them, though? Damn.
Yeah, they were a fraudulent team all year, dude. I mean, they were banged up because of injuries, but...
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell was like... He was still putting up numbers, but he was clearly hobbled during that series.
Darius Garland had a sprained toe. He's about to be like me, getting arthritis in your 20s.
Yeah.
Walking around with a bunion thing throbbing all the time. Darius Garland, man, I feel that pain. Easy. But they were banged up, dude. And, I mean, I don't know. Indiana's just a really good team. They're really fun. Really high-level octane offense. Tyrese Halliburton... quote-unquote, most overrated player in the NBA. He's been balling.
TJ McConnell holding it down,
still dominating.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope.
Little wiry ass out there.
Honestly, I think they might be my pick to win it all. If OKC loses this series to Denver, I'm rooting for it.
What's that series at now?
OKC's up 3-2. They're playing right now, actually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But we'll see.
Well, time will tell. We'll see what the series shakes out.
For the NBA, though.
From one lottery to another one, then, if you want.
Yeah.
Might as well, man.
Yeah.
Fly, guys.
Flyers, baby.
Yeah, that was cool. The NHL lottery.
Yeah, they actually had even though it was like kind of confusing what was going on, but at least you got to see the ping pong balls in real time to quell any conspiracies. Like the NBA, I mean... As long as they're doing that behind closed doors, there's no way people are not going to assume those fucking
they're
like, trust us.
Yeah.
They do allow select media members in just to sort of...
Do they? So
police
like,
it.
It's like when they let the UN observers go into observe like elections in like Venezuela or whatever.
They see one person put a ballot in, they're like, yep, we're good to go. I think we're all legal here. We're good.
Zach Lowe was kind of talking about on his podcast, and it seems like it's probably pretty fascinating to be in that lottery room. But yeah, I mean, it does still seem like there's probably some strings being pulled even outside of.
Well, they got to open up that curtain. That if the NHL's doing it, come on now.
Yeah, that's just another area where the NHL is passing the NBA. That was cool. It was weird though.
Yeah, it was a little sloppily done, I think. But I mean, I at least like the effort. Yeah, exactly. I like the idea.
It's a thought that counts. You know, they're trying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're trying.
and it was a really compelling watch. Obviously compelling for us because...
I mean, the Flyers were right in it until the end. Like,
exactly.
They had two potential numbers that could have gotten in the first pick. But they slide back, end up with 6.
Which, wasn't Michkov the 6th pick?
He was the 7th, actually.
7th.
But,
yeah, you can...
That was, like... different circumstances, but
right. Had he been eligible, I guess probably.
Yeah, well, had he not been Russian, he probably would have gone second.
Right.
But so we lucked out there. But it's kind of unfortunate, but I do think they'll still be able to get a very good player there. I mean, the way people have been looking at the draft, it's basically the first 2 guys are like tier 1, Schaefer and Misa, and then after that,
who's the third guy?
Most mock drafts have this dude, Porter Martone, who's like a wing. He's like a big, like, power forward wing guy.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I think a lot of people have him projected to go 3 to the Blackhawks. But like 3 through 6, like those 4 guys are kind of all in that second tier, based on consensus and, scouting and mock drafts and all this kind of stuff. So at least like the Flyers will still be able to get one of those guys. Just they might not have their pick of which one. They might just have to take whoever's left over. So, there's still like some very good players they could end up with. I mean, like Higgins, who was for a while was going to be the first overall. Like he could potentially slip.
He had a bad college season, right?
Yeah,
That's why
he didn't like really light it up as much as people thought he would, but he's still probably like the most like skilled center in the draft. There's
a few centers.
Yeah, the thing is they'll probably be able to get a center, which is nice. Like there's Higgins, Frondell, and Deoynay.
Yeah, well, and there's an O'Brien in there too, a Jake O'Brien. Instead of a J O'Brien.
Not J O'Brien, a different O'Brien.
A Deoynay and an O'Brien, a J O'Brien. Nah,
yeah, Jake O'Brien.
All kidding aside, it feels like this is the year that they get the 1C. It's just, do they make the right pick? Right? Because, I mean, we saw it where, I guess we've made the wrong pick at center in a few drafts recently where it's Nolan Patrick or
I guess like the
Cutter.
Right. I mean, I guess the fear is that because they won't have like their pick of the guy, if like the guy who they really have their sights on gets taken off at like 5 or 4 or whatever, are they going to end up reaching for someone? So that's kind of my concern. I hope they just like, take one of those 4 guys, whoever's left over. I'd be fine with any of them.
Yeah.
But still feeling out the Briere too. Not really sure where his head's at with drafts. Still.
Yeah, still, we've only seen
second one.
This is third.
Third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I think the other thing that's worth mentioning too is they do have that Avalanche pick, which is going to be pretty good.
And the Oilers.
Well, the Oilers
might be like the last one. Who knows?
Exactly.
But the Avalanche will be like, late middle.
So if you
somewhere.
let's say they don't. I don't want to say they strike out with the 6th pick, but let's say it doesn't pan out. They still have 2 other cracks at the apple in the first round. If they keep those picks to get someone. Maybe you
could
use those
potentially
picks as
move up
trade.
a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because there's a couple guys who have like a lot of potential, but are kind of like high risk because of like injuries and stuff. Like the one guy I'm trying to think, McQueen. I forget what his first name is.
He's a big dude, right?
Yeah, big center.
Yeah.
I think he would go a lot higher, but he has had some injury issues. But like if a guy like him starts to slip and it's like, getting to like 10, 12, he's still on the board, then maybe they could
pair the
jump
picks.
up and nab him, and then they have like two cracks at getting like a star center.
And then if maybe they both work out, and one's your 1C and one's your 2C.
Yeah, who knows? But so at least they have a lot of draft capital to play around with, and 6 overall is not that bad. They should have an opportunity to get one of those second tier guys. So looking forward to it. I think hopefully they should be able to come away with a good player.
Yeah, we'll have the NBA draft, and then the NHL draft's like 2 days
later,
after that.
yeah.
You're not even going to be around.
Yeah, was that Friday to June?
It's like June 25th to June 27th.
Yeah, I'll be in Maine.
Oh shit!
Damn, yeah, we'll have Joe Reno on the pod. He's already down.
I'll be eating oysters.
Hell yeah, man!
Waiting to see who
eating
Briere
lobster
picks.
for like $8
I'll
a
be getting them
pound.
lobster rolls.
Drinking
and
that good
oysters.
Maine Company beer.
Yeah, Saturday we're doing like a oyster farm tour.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh,
We'll be on
that
a little
sounds dope.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
You shucking them like you pulling them right out of the thing, and
I don't know exactly how it works, but
They probably shuck them on you.
shuck them on you.
Shuck them on the boat for
you
you.
get a little
You're
freaky
full-
over
you're
here
full of
every
it,
day. Yeah, talk about
Podcast penis.
podcast penises, shucking raw
Shucking
oysters
them on
right
you.
on you. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Shucking them gooey oysters
Yeah.
right on your
Pulling them
chest.
out of the water. Nah, they
I
probably
mean, they
right
are
on you, man.
they are an
What?
aphrodisiac for what it's worth. You know this, so
Yeah.
hey. I mean, shucking an oyster on someone might lead to something.
Instead of a
One thing leads to another.
yeah, man.
That's all I'm
Hey,
gonna say.
I'm into it. I'm intrigued. That's for sure.
But yeah, so I'll be doing that
Well, yeah, you'll
while the Flyers are taking their pick.
you'll miss the draft, but it's all good. You'll well, if they get their 1C of the future, you'll be eating oysters, getting real excited.
Yeah, I'll be celebrating.
Then he'll be eating oysters off. Well, or you'll be. Never mind.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess the other big Flyers news, they got a coach.
The Rocket, he's back.
I don't.
Is anybody surprised?
No.
Not
I mean, this was
particularly.
definitely the most likely thing. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't love it. Wait and see mode.
It seems to me like a true process build coach. Like are there major expectations behind this guy? Probably not.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, once like Sullivan got hired by the Rangers, which happened like immediately. So after that, like, he was like the most sought after coach available. No, that's like, of course, according to like hockey guys and the the people that just like cycle through the same like 15 coaches every 3 years or whatever. But so like, putting aside the whole like he's a former Flyer thing, like, it's not like they were just reaching for a guy just because he was familiar with the organization and we know him or whatever. Like, this is a guy that Seattle would have loved to have, Boston probably would have loved to have. So there's that. I think the big question is, like, on the one hand, he's very highly touted within like NHL circles, and with it, like, GMs and players all seem to hold him in very high regard. But looking at it from the outside, it's like, he's made the playoffs twice and hasn't gotten past the second round. Why are we supposed to believe that this guy is this like great coach?
Yeah,
like,
that's where I'm at.
where's the evidence of that? So that's kind of the the crux of it. So it's hard to really say
Yeah, I mean,
how to feel about it.
I think I'm just that. Yeah, I don't think it was very creative.
Yeah,
I don't particularly like it very much. I mean, this is from a Charlie O'Connor article. This is a great article, by the way. But he's been an NHL head coach for 638 regular season games and 22 more in the playoffs. He's won 286 of those games, 11 more in the playoffs. He has a career points percentage of .517, which put his teams on pace to finish with about 85 standing points per year in an 82-game season. He's made the playoffs twice in 9 head coaching seasons, winning a playoff series and then losing a series in each run. He ran the Jack Adams for the 2023-24 season, given the best coach as voted upon by league broadcasters. Like, that doesn't scream like, great coach to me.
yeah.
It just seems like very middle of the road. Probably not middle of the road, probably slightly above average.
And it's, but yeah, I mean, it's just like really hard to judge because on the one hand, yeah, he hasn't had a lot of success just winning wise, but then on the other hand, he's coached some really dog shit. I mean, he was like with the Coyotes for how long? That was like about as disastrous as a franchise can get. They were playing in like a fucking college arena. I mean, it's just like, but I don't know.
I'm not sold. I think it's lazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely not sold. I'm in like wait and see. I'm like, I'm open to it.
I think it's all you can be.
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. He's here, but at least coaches are pretty expensive. Like, you're not as always tied to coaches as you are to players. Sometimes
coaches get fired in the NHL every 2 or 3 years.
I mean, you bring him in, you got to fill the void, and if it works out a little bit, it works out. You sniff the playoffs, that could be great, maybe. But I mean, I don't think anybody has like truly high expectations for this guy to come in and like change the franchise.
I mean, the Flyers do. They're paying him
$5 million a year.
Yeah, $5 million a year.
Yeah,
I mean, and in the NHL, that's bang for a coach.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that'll light a fire in his butt, but
And
this also definitely tells you that, like, I mean, I think next year they'll probably try to take a step forward, but to hire a guy like that, like, they're definitely going to be trying to contend sooner than later. I mean, if you were still in this sort of like rebuilding mindset, they probably would have gone with someone a little younger. And like, I mean, that must have been part of their pitch to Tocchet, being like, I mean, this is a guy who's coached a lot of like middling, mediocre teams. I feel like he wants to like go somewhere where he really has a chance to win. And so they must have made some kind of pitch to convince him of that. So we'll see how they end up putting that together. But yeah, I mean, you don't like, I mean, I think he's like 61 years old. So
he's not young.
Yeah. I mean, hiring a guy like that, you have to believe that the plan is that they're really going to try to turn the key forward.
7 more
sooner
years
than later.
7 more years, he could be the Pope. Damn.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick Tocchet for Pope. But I don't know, man. I just think that it's uncreative. I think it's kind of, I shouldn't call it lazy. It's
kind of just the obvious pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're like, we're just going to throw the most money. I mean,
how many other, I don't know even how many other guys they interviewed.
They interviewed like a handful of guys, I think.
Like obviously
they interviewed
Brad
Brad
Shaw.
Shaw. That guy, what was his name? Firschweiler?
Oh, Pete Firschweiler, I think his name is.
I think maybe one other guy. But
It just seems like as soon as Tocchet said he was out of Vancouver, it was like Brad Shaw probably killed the interview. I'm like, shout out to Brad Shaw. You seen he's not even sticking around? He said he's not even sticking around on the coaching staff. He's
Really?
leaving. He decided to leave.
oh, that like just come out today.
It came out today, yeah.
Oh wow!
Like a couple hours ago.
See, that I definitely don't like.
So, yeah, I mean, like Bradshaw probably killed it, but they probably didn't care once they seen there was a chance Tocchet was out. They probably just honed in on him. And that's the thing that sucks, right, is Bradshaw developed a lot of these guys. You could tell they really liked him, respected him. Not to say that Tocchet won't garner that respect, but I do wish that he would have kept Bradshaw as an assistant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we'll see.
I mean, I guess if you're Bradshaw, if you like want to maybe get a shot at being a head coach, like it's obviously not going to happen here for another few years. So
yeah, and you probably feel some type of way when they passed over you for
yeah,
a guy who has coaching experience for sure. But like you probably thought, yeah, I did good with this team as the interim coach. Felt like I crushed the interview. And it's just not the right time for me. I don't want to stick around.
yeah. I mean, the thing that kind of makes me though, like if he bad is not so much like Rick Tocchet himself, but just the fact that like this was the opportunity for Danny Briere to like get his guy in here and kind of put his stamp on the coaching staff, and I feel like he just kind of like took the safe way, which gives me maybe a little less confidence in him to be creative and thinking outside the box in the future. Like, I don't know. I mean, sometimes that can be a good thing to just take the obvious person, like if it's when it comes to the draft or coaching staff or whatever, to just like take the consensus obvious guy, you know. But I was hoping that like Danny Briere being like a younger GM and like a fresh face in there, that he would, you know, try to like make his mark and think outside the box a little bit. And that's definitely, you know, not the way it's gone.
He's still a pup, though, in his GM career. So I feel like, you know, you got to listen. He's going to make some mistakes or make some odd moves or make some safe moves. And I feel like, you know, you got to just believe in Danny Briere. See what he's going to do here. I mean,
it definitely feels like a lot of these sort of decisions are very much it's not like just, it's clearly not just Danny Briere. It's like Keith Jones and Danny Briere, with I think Keith Jones having a little more weight on the scale, maybe.
Dude, it's probably all these guys in advisory roles too, though. You know what I'm saying? LeClaire.
Yeah.
Patrick Sharp. Like all these guys. Like,
right.
I don't know, man. I'm trying not to get too angry about this, but now that we're talking about it, I'm getting kind of worked up. It just seems like that for the Flyers like are an NHL fraternity.
Yeah.
Right? They're all frat boys looking out for one another, which that's fine. Like, I respect it. I get it. Like, if I was looking for a head coach, like, I would probably want to hook my boys up too, within reason. But at the same time, man, like, it's a business.
Would you hire me to be your coach?
Probably not.
Damn.
No, I don't think so.
For what kind of team, though? You wouldn't hire him as your hockey coach?
Yeah, come on, man.
No, I don't think so.
You wouldn't hire anybody in this room? You wouldn't hire me?
No.
All right, let's make our own team, and then we would give you, interview, and
I'd be
just
a
to
good-
deny you.
so much for hooking up
I'd be an analytics
You just said I would
guy.
hook up the boys too. I get it. I get all that. And you're like, nah, it's
Well,
a business.
Well,
This
that's
is a
what I'm
business.
because that's the other side of the coin. It's a business. I got to get someone in here that can coach, that fits the vision, that can help me, like help bring this team somewhere. And I mean, Taka's track record doesn't really scream that, right? And it's just, I don't know, a former Flyer. Think about all the other former Flyers that have been around this organization.
Yeah.
It's just
Has there been a ton in the
not recently,
coaches, but
like
the front office and stuff for sure.
and it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll surprise us.
What'd you say?
Maybe he'll surprise us a little bit.
I hope he does, because like I was okay with it before, but now I think I like don't really like it as we started to talk about it more. The one thing I'll say that is a positive, I think will help the Flyers, particularly the next couple off seasons, So he's well liked by players around the league.
Yeah.
So when you're going
You
out
don't
trying
have the
to
Torts thing anymore where it's like, who wants to come play for Torts? People do want to come play for Tocchet.
So when you're going out trying to recruit like big name players, free agents, like you want to bring someone in a trade that you know is going to appreciate the team and the culture, they're going to appreciate playing for him a lot more than Torts or even Vino before him, right? So I think that's probably the biggest positive to it is from a recruiting standpoint. I think the Flyers are better positioned than they were in an off season where they've said that they're going to buy, that they're going to start adding. So we'll see. I mean, his teams also don't play like a fun, exciting brand of hockey. Charlie O'Connor was talking about this a lot with a lot more articulation than I can, but essentially they play a lot of low-scoring games. They're very dump the puck and chase. Not a whole lot of controlled entries into, you know, a flow of offense. Just kind of
very north-south.
Yeah, exactly. And just, I don't know, especially after this team, like the last couple of seasons started to play more of an East-West passing-oriented game. Like, I don't want to see this dump and chase nonsense, but we'll see.
Yeah.
When we started this conversation, I was in decent spirits about it. Now we got to move on. I don't like this very much. We could talk about the Phillies. That'll bother me. Now the Phillies will mostly make me happy.
Yeah, they've been doing good.
It's just it's a shame we're
doing
recording.
A lot better since the last time we recorded.
But it's a shame we're recording after that Aaron Nola game yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh,
so they were doing so well, and then it leaves like a bad taste in your mouth.
Well, let's talk about the good with them. Ugh, this Aaron Nola.
They have been doing consistently. They've been being better, though, I will say, compared to the last time we recorded, I think, right? Couple good wins, couple good series. We haven't lost a series in a minute, which is good.
Well, before yesterday with Nola. So.
Sure, but, 5-6, so we'll take that. The bats were coming alive relatively consistently as well, game to game. I mean, yesterday, it's just Nola. That's what he does, honestly. This season, he does do that.
When we were at 5-1, I'm like, oh, cool, we're chilling tonight. It's like, it's going to be a nice, easy game. Mm-hmm. We'll probably win.
A nice doubleheader win would have been nice. Yeah.
Then this guy's coming out serving meatball after meatball.
Yep.
And
but that's kind of what Nola's game has been this season. He had one or two good outings since either the last pot or the pot before that where we were like, he's just not got it right now. Then he kicked it back into gear. We're like, all right, this is vintage Nola. Wow, we're good to go. But that's really his MO this season is either home run or bust, no pun intended. Like he either is going to have a nice lights out 4 or 5 innings or no one's safe. People are hitting home runs off him left and right.
He's 1-7 with a 6.16 ERA. Mm-hmm. The Phillies of a team have lost 18 games. He's lost 7 of them.
That's what I'm saying.
He's lost over a third of their games.
Yeah.
Like the last time we had this stat, I think he had lost 4 games and they had lost 15. It's getting worse.
But he didn't even have a win yet when we last brought that up.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten 1 win.
In the beginning of the season, he accounted for almost every other loss that they had.
Ugh, this guy, dude.
And we got him for a while now.
Yeah, for the next 5-7 years, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been horrendous.
But that could be the ugly. We'll do the good, bad. I don't need to dissect the whole entire team. Let's just do the good, bad, and the ugly right now.
Yeah, well, Nola's.
Okay,
I don't know if he's the bad or the ugly.
He's the ugly. He's not the bad. Ugly would be Nola right now.
You can have a good, bad, and the ugly. I can have one. So
okay, mine is. I think Schwarber's the good.
Yeah.
I think Harper is the bad, and what's it called? Nola is the ugly right now for this team. I think Schwarber has been lights out, killing it. He's literally neck and neck with the lead of the league in home runs week over week. Consistent. His fielding is a little whatever, but that's Schwarber, so that is what it is. But his bat has been. I'm surprised he's not getting drug tested right now because he is bombing balls.
Yeah.
So I would say.
Dude, they gotta extend him, man.
Every report I see, they gotta do that shit sooner than later because people are gonna be buying his ass for sure.
Yeah.
But he's been definitely the high spot I mean, honestly, since the beginning of the season, probably.
Yeah.
Harper.
It's got that on base streak still going.
No, it ended yesterday.
Oh, did it?
Oh,
47
Oh,
games.
fuck! I didn't realize it was the
47?
second game. He didn't, or
No, the
first
first game.
game.
The second game he did ding.
okay, because I didn't get to watch the first game, so it doesn't work.
Skip
I
one
didn't
game.
realize. All right, well, so much for that.
Harper.
He's still killing it though.
Harper,
Yeah.
though, I get what he was trying to
back
do with
with the
shaving
cop
his
haircut.
I get what he's trying to do with shaving the head and all that, but
Trying to do
just
Sirianni.
because Sirianni
He's
did
got to
it,
go all the way.
yeah,
You can't just
That's
get another
true,
haircut,
too.
dude. You got to just shave it all off, man.
Right.
Bald.
Brittany didn't give herself a little fucking baby bird haircut. She went stone cold bald. So did Sirianni. You know what I mean? So Harper right now he's my bad. I don't know what the fuck is going on with him, but he is not. Something's up. He's in a funk for sure.
Yeah, no. It's been a little concerning.
And the shaving the head to me, I'm not gonna lie. At least Sirianni's just a coach, so like whatever. Like you want to shave your head, go for it. That was a little sus, but it worked out for us. Harper is so like Mr. Philly and wants to be. I feel like a Philadelphia Eagle so bad, or just whatever it is, or be born here. That like that I didn't get that. I didn't like that move at all. I thought that was a bit odd to me.
The haircut.
Yeah.
No, he's still sticking with the Philly thing. He's just trying to be like a guy from Kensington.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Next week is going to be shit on people's hoods who, but like, let me test out the Delco thing real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of his like pandering is
Yeah.
just shit on someone's hood.
He'd probably get away with it too.
He would.
Yeah.
Now his shoes will be brown. He'll do like some shit.
Yeah, the
stained
green
shoes.
fanatic
Yeah.
shoes will have brown on them.
Dude, speaking of, like, well, here's the thing too. Like, you know, with Harper and you know, diarrhea and stuff. You remember? Like preseason when he was doing all those like videos.
With the raw milk.
Dude, he's got to stop eating that crazy shit.
He's losing it.
Dude,
He's
eat
losing it.
Like, eat regular food.
That's a good point.
You're fucking like, get off this fad diet bullshit. Just eat a fucking hot dog.
Right.
You know, maybe not a hot dog, but like just
eat a hot dog.
Just
Fuck
eat some
it.
fucking chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do regular ass like athlete food.
He's losing it.
None of this like new age trendy like. Well, he's probably taking like I don't know, kind of weird. He's probably getting supplements from like Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
He's taking.
They're turning the frogs gay. He's probably doing enemas every night.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah, he's doing all
Christ.
kinds of shit.
He's on TikTok, shaving his head. The signs are here, people, and he's not. It's not like it's not helping him out. Something's bad.
Dude, yeah, I don't know.
What's your 3?
Oh, my good, bad, and the ugly? My good is really going to surprise y'all. I have 2 goods. Which one do I pick? Either one would surprise you guys. I'm going to say my good is Taijuan Walker.
Okay.
Dude, out of the bullpen,
It's been nice.
he's been nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He gave up a run last
Yeah.
night, but that's because they kept him in there for like 60-some
Yeah,
pitches.
they kind of had
That's
to.
going to happen. But
he's a
now,
long
since he's
man.
moved to the pen, like, he had 1 strikeout last night where he threw like a 95-mile-per-hour sinker running right in on the batter's hands. Disgusting. The splitter's been playing up well.
His
Yeah.
first game out of the pen too. He went 3 up, 3 down.
He got his first career save.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts, but it was 3 up, 3 down. It wasn't like they hit a ball
And
at
then
all.
another
Yeah.
game he came in, he pitched 3 innings. He had like 7 strikeouts. So yeah, Taijuan Walker's my good. It feels weird for me to say this, but I'm really happy with how he's handled the demotion to the bullpen. I think he could be a weapon out of the bullpen if they keep him there. At the same time, I think the way Nola's going, Taijuan Walker could end up coming into Nola's rotation spot. They might be one of these, Nola has a phantom injury. They stick him on the IR to get his head right, because that's what they did with Wet Brandon.
Yeah,
When Wet Brandon came back, he hasn't been great.
but he hasn't been as bad as he was when they sent him down.
Yeah,
That's
he's,
for sure.
he's been better. My honorable mentions, I had 2 honorable mentions for my good. Jordan Romano, he was nasty in the first
He's been
game.
good. He's had like 6 straight outings,
Yeah.
scoreless.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he seems to have found something.
Yeah, his stats, I got his stats pulled up since April 20th.
Rob Thompson gave him a shout out too, so it's good. I mean, he needs a confidence booster. It sucks when you join a new team and you come out so bad and the fans won't really let you have it here. So, it's good to see him kind of shake that shtick off of his ass, and see what happens.
Yeah, since April 20th, he's 6 2/3 inning pitch, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 1.35 ERA.
We'll take it. Better than that 13 or whatever he had creeping up there for a minute.
Jeff Hoffman, the same timeline, 8 innings pitched, 12 hits, 10 earned runs, a walk, 14 strikeouts, an 11.25 ERA.
Now the tables have turned.
So Jordan Romano's been solid, and Alec Bohm. Since I was on here screaming and talking shit about him,
lately, yeah.
He's got a couple dingers. He still can't pull the ball to save his life. Everything's to the opposite field, but he's doing better. So that's my good. My bad is the defense. Last night, that one fly ball where Wet Brandon tracking it, and then just drops it. Are you serious? Rojas is still good for a boneheaded play.
Trey Turner.
Yeah, Trey Turner is good for an error every couple of games. Yeah, the defense is just not even just one player. Just as a team, I think their defense is going to end up killing them.
Yep.
Which it sucks. It just, they're not good defensive players. Trey Turner hasn't been a good defensive player as a Philly.
Not at all.
Wet Brandon, decent defensive center fielder, not great. Rojas should be good.
I'll give Wet Brandon that sloppy game yesterday because it was just kind of like shitty weather that way.
That he should thrive in that environment. His nickname's Wet.
I get
Brandon.
that, but Trey Turner for me is the one that's like consistently bad defense. You could one time a game he makes a boneheaded play, not putting the leg down, not putting the glove down, not catching the ball.
Can't have that at shortstop.
Like he just, it's every game just about. It doesn't change. It's like he just gets all, and he visibly looks defeated. Like he doesn't. It's been that way for the last 2-3 years. Like he just doesn't. I don't know what it is.
He is good for, if they don't always call them errors, but he's good for one just miscue per game.
Right.
Or
for being Trey Turner, you're
games.
not like, some young guy in there trying to figure that shit out. Like we're paying you $300 million to be both sides of the ball, and he has consistently been terrible on defense.
Yeah, it's like kind of bizarre because
it's weird.
He's like his career. He's been a very good defensive shortstop. And I mean,
he's super athletic.
It's not like he's like old. I mean, like fucking Jimmy Rollins was like a Gold Glove caliber shortstop for a long time. It's like I don't like what's.
And the
going
weird
on?
thing is, Turner always looks like he's about to make the play. His body and glove are 99% of where he needs to be, but then he is either throwing the ball before it's in the glove, or it's like he has a brain fart at the split second that he needs to actually kick it into gear. Like he's there, he's not quite there all the time.
He does everything right until it's time to make the play.
Right, like you're right. You made the crazy move, you made the crazy jump, you made the weird dive, but then did you black out? Are you stroke? I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah, it's just I don't see how it improves either. But then my ugly is Nola. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. That game last night,
batting practice.
It's just meatball after meatball. And, sometimes a pitcher will give up 8-9 runs and it's weak contact, or an ump misses a couple calls.
Not with Nola.
They were drilling stuff,
Not with Nola.
And it wasn't even like last night. His velocity was as bad. Like, his first couple starts, I was sitting here saying he's throwing 89, 90. Last night, he was throwing pretty damn hard, like 91, 92. Just meatballs and hangers, and then just do that same despondent, or not even despondent. Despondent would be better, because then it'd be like, oh yeah, I feel like shit, like I let the team down. Just the same Aaron Nola stare. Like, never any reactions. Like, come on, man.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, but
you
don't want to. If he was huffing and puffing, we'd be like killing him for that.
No, but
you know what I mean.
I mean that, but the thing is, I don't know if I'm gonna add that to his bad thing, because that has been his whole. He has never really been an emotional person at all.
I'm just piling on.
Even when he re-signed that deal, he was like, "I'm happy to be back here."
That was disgraceful.
I'm just saying. Trevor, you're good, bad, and ugly for the Phillies?
I mean, good. I'll go with Schwarber. I'll agree with you with Schwarber. I mean, it's kind of the obvious one, but bad. I mean, I guess it has to be Nola, right? Who else?
He made my ugly just because it's been so bad.
Yeah, my ugly, this is kind of harsh, but my ugly is Rafael Marchand.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm like getting to it, maybe we got to bring old Stubber back up here.
Yeah.
Maybe we need
Stubbs is hitting like 314 in AAA.
Yeah. And Stubbs is also down there building up a rapport with Andrew Painter, who's
That's true. That's true.
So maybe
a little 2-for-1.
Bring Painter up, bring his boy, his
personal catcher.
His personal catcher. Yeah, exactly. Could be one of those sort of things. And granted, like, I mean, Rafael Marchand, I think he still has like under 100 plate appearances for the season, so it's not like a huge sample, but like, he's not really bringing much.
No, not like last year when he had a couple hot moments here.
Last year. Yeah.
I mean, because I feel like last year it got to the point where you were like, I get that everyone likes Stubbs and he's this like, locker room guy and brings a lot of energy, but you just can't have him still in the lineup when you have another option who's clearly better. But at this point, it's like, he is not clearly better. I think he actually might be worse. So, I don't know, man. I think at some point, they're going to make that switch at sometime.
I like that 2-for-1.
Yeah, I mean, when you call Painter up, make Stubbs his personal catcher. Every Painter start, Stubbs starts.
He's just painting Stubbs.
It is wild. There's like a foot difference in terms of height. Painter's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah,
Stubbs is like 5'6".
Yeah.
So that's probably so funny to see the two of them standing next to each other. But now a lot of pitchers have personal catchers like that. I'm always reminded of when Greg Maddux was in his prime. He had this dude Paul Bacco. It's like a lifelong backup catcher.
He was in the Phillies for a minute.
Yeah, Paul Bacco.
Yeah.
He was like a lifelong backup catcher.
Yeah.
But when he was with the Braves, he was always Maddox's catcher. So, there's nothing wrong with having your own personal catcher or being a stud. I mean, sometimes that's just the chemistry. Yeah, or a stub, yeah. But, like Nola, people are saying, Nola's issue is that Marchand catches all his starts.
And then that got dispelled.
JT catched him last night, caught him last night.
So much for that.
He gives up 9 runs.
Yeah, maybe he needs to bring in a third catcher. Maybe Stubbs comes in and he'll catch for Nola.
Yeah, maybe they should call Stubbs up. But I'm starting to get there with Marchand. I was all for giving him a chance. You know what I mean?
Given what he did last year, he earned it.
Yeah,
he definitely earned the shot to be the backup.
I definitely talked a lot of shit on Stubbs at the beginning of the pod season for the Phillies, but I guess, we could change it.
Yeah, all right. Well, Stubbs' name, I never thought we were all in agreement. We want you back.
Baby, come. I mean, I'm not ready to say that yet, though. We'll say I'm not ready to say I'm fullback in it, but I do agree with your concern where, like, maybe we all a bit overspoke on Marchand. That's all.
I mean, it is, it's the backup catcher, but
right.
Yeah, when JT plays 130 games a year, how much does it matter? But I think it does to a degree.
Yeah, matters when you get ripped apart.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was like a 1-score game, no big deal. But god damn, that.
Yeah, we gotta move on from that game. Now I'm getting angry again. I was mad about Tocchet, now I'm mad about Nola.
There's another honorable mention for good. Maybe like the, probably maybe like the bright spot of the season, like unsung hero dude, but fucking Luzardo.
Yeah,
he's been awesome,
killing it.
Yeah, he's been great.
Yep.
Yeah, the rotation outside of Nola has been really good.
Yeah, it sucks. Like you wish if only we were getting something out of a guy who's supposed to be one of like our like quote aces.
Like, one of our highest paid players.
That would be they'd be really set.
Yeah,
you figure they're bringing Painter, like they just got embarrassment of riches there, but
nope, not in Philly.
Yeah,
it's always got to be something going wrong.
So that I've sent this to the boy chat a couple times. The picture of the guy wearing the Nola jersey says 27 fucking Nola. Just fucking Nola. But anyway, I think that's all we got in the Phils. We don't probably have enough time to do game by game Eagles schedule predictions.
I was not ready for that.
I think we'll have to say that for next week.
All right, we can say that for next week.
Time to prepare.
I mean, other Eagles news, Dallas Goedert's back.
Yeah, Dallas Goedert's back. I think it started to seem like it was trending that way, especially when they didn't pick a tight end in the draft. So I'm glad to have him back. If he can stay healthy, he's very valuable.
They saved $3 to $4 million, so I'll take that as well. I mean, I don't think anyone's surprised. I think we all were like, if he stays, we get it. If he gets moved, we also understand it. But it wasn't like a big shock to, I think, anybody.
Yeah. After we didn't make a draft day trade for George Kittle, it was like, well, I guess we'll probably...
Yeah, once George Kittle extended with the Niners, that dream was dead.
Yeah, hang on to Goedert.
Nah, but I mean, really, at this point, you're running back everyone on the offense except for Mekhi Becton.
Yeah.
Which, all things considered...
Pretty crazy.
Even Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, I mean, we did take some significant losses on the defense, but... to have pretty much your whole offense intact from a Super Bowl winning team, that's pretty It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
Pretty fucking nice,
nice.
man. I'll take it for sure.
Yeah, from a team that put up 40. Well, Cooper DeJean pick 6. It wasn't the offense. For an offense that put up 34 points in the Super Bowl, you're bringing everyone back. Nah, that's exciting.
It hit 34-0 with 34 seconds left in the third quarter.
They could have put up more. Yeah,
How crazy is that shit?
Yeah, they started benching guys and let the Chiefs score in garbage time.
Yeah, man. Can you pick it out there again sometime? But yeah, so I like that.
In case you all forgot, the Eagles won the Super Bowl this past year.
We shellacked the Chiefs. Yes.
Got to keep reminding the people.
I love Dallas Goedert coming back. I think it's a great move. Keeps that continuity in there.
Yeah.
Not a big surprise. Again, to your point, Trevor,
Keep that run game going.
He stays healthy. Top 3, top 5, 10 in the league.
Yeah.
You know, that's his only knock.
Yeah, I mean, health is the big thing. I don't know. I think it's probably his last year here, right? Like, I find it hard to believe that they're going to come to terms on an extension after this.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
unless he fucking lights it up, but
at
this point, Zach Ertz was already gone, right? Like at this age. Though that said, Zach Ertz was just lighting it up last year.
In the regular season and playoff game, he killed us.
Maybe they want to keep Dallas Goedert around for when he has his little renaissance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what tight end looks like next year in the draft. Looked in the NFL draft at all yet. We just got through one.
Yeah.
But I think next year is probably a year that they bring in a tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or there's like vets out there that are like the Noah Fants of the world or like the TJ Hawkinsons, like people that have injury plagues or were hot coming out, but now are going to be looking at deals. But anyway, that's like a whole.
That's a next summer or a next spring pod.
I'm not too concerned about our tight end.
No, this year we're good. I mean. I think it's interesting now because we got a bunch of tight ends. So you got Goedert.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Calcaterra. I think CJ Uzoma's still. I think
he's off, but they brought in the guy from the Colts.
The guy Granson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have like 5 tight ends now. EJ Jenkins. He got some run at the end of the season last season. So yeah, the tight end room's pretty full. But hey, I mean that's what training camp's for. You'll weed out the best of the best. Goedert will obviously be here. Calcaterra probably obviously be here.
Part of me also wonders if, like, you think there's any chance down the road that they could turn Johnny Wilson into a tight end?
I was thinking that too.
Hell yeah,
because he kind of plays.
He's a big ass dude.
He's a great blocker too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If it depends on how much weight
if
you put on.
I mean, you figure like they got Devontae and AJ Brown for the foreseeable future. Like, there's not a whole lot of snaps out there for wide receivers. Like,
then Jahan Dotson too for the year.
Big red zone target.
Yeah, he puts on maybe 10, 20 more pounds. I can see him play a tight end with that wingspan
sure
and everything.
Like 225. So yeah, it wouldn't be. I mean, hell, he puts on 10 pounds. He's probably good.
And he wouldn't be. I don't see him being a good blocking tight end, but
he's a good blocking receiver. I mean, if he
he's
gets
out
a little
in space with
but
a
if he gets a little bigger.
Yeah, but he's almost too much length.
Eat some of that chicken and broccoli.
Yeah, almost too much length to be playing as a tight end blocker. But yeah, I can see it. I don't see it this season because they have like your point. We brought in all these other fucking.
He could
tight
be more
ends,
of like a pass catching tight end, and you have someone else for more of like a run blocking.
Like a true Jason Avant slot guy. If you
don't
want
that
to
would be
up.
funny if they end up converting him to a starting tight end next year. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No, I like a Johnny Wilson from Florida. Yeah, I like a Johnny Wilson. But nah, they have an embarrassment of riches on the offense right now, so it'll be interesting to see what they do defensively. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening, but
I feel fine defensively. I think we have a pretty good chance. We could touch on that next week, but I think
you're calling a repeat?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying we've positioned ourselves to be in a good spot. I can't stop smiling to go back. That's all I'm saying.
You're feeling a repeat. I can tell.
No. Tough schedule. We'll go through that next week, but first time in NFL history that a team has played 11 plus teams that were in the playoffs last year in the next season. That's kind of fucked, but we'll be all right.
See,
and half of them are on the road. More than half of them are on the road.
The thing I feel like about this schedule, it is hard. You have a lot of really good teams. I still think the year, I guess 2023, when we lost the Super Bowl, that schedule still feels like it was harder. Like we can get more into this.
It's the same schedule as we're playing this year, just about Buffalo. KC.
But the difference is it was condensed where all the hard games were in the middle, and that's when we really just like went down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Whereas This year they're spread out, and you got the Giants twice, right? You got the Bears, right? Like you have the Broncos actually should be pretty good. The Vikings I don't think would be that good, but you have enough mediocrity mixed in with all these playoff teams that you aren't going to be playing a grinding, grueling schedule. We also only fly
that
out
week
to
9 bye too, which is nice.
right in the middle of the season
instead of fucking week 4.
Oh my God, it was 3.
That ended up the week 5 bye ended up being a blessing in disguise.
I know they turned it around.
That was when Sirianni shaved his head during the bye. Then we came out and we started kicking ass and taking names. So, but the week 9 bye is good. It is smack dab in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
Give guys time to lick their wounds. Sirianni time to shave his head again. Better not go with the Bryce Harper haircut though. Then we're going to bad places. But now I'm excited to talk about the schedule next week. I was ready this week, but
we have another week to marinate on him.
It'd be a 2-hour pod.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we have some long pods, but 2 hours.
2 hours is ridiculous.
We got anything else? Any other current events going on in the world?
If anybody wants to see us this weekend, we'll be at the Italian Festival.
Yeah, we'll be at the Italian Market Festival.
And then after that, too, you got to shout out you guys on Sunday night.
I'm playing a show Sunday. If you're listening to this, playing at KFN. Man, Alicia, it's our first show ever. It's my first show in 6 years as a musician. Should be a good time. We got our fantasy basketball, what do you call it? Our awards ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know some of y'all listening. It's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah, man.
We got to go find Cha-Cha again.
Cha-Cha, Shel Silverstein.
What are you, a fucking author? You ever drive with a boy?
You could drive me down. You could drive me down. They can drive all you want. Meanwhile, our man's sitting at the bar just chilling. I'm like, okay, we got to get out of here.
I'm going to the fucking saloon.
Damn. Cigarettes right in her fucking little... it was great.
Yeah, that was legendary. I hope we see her again.
I hope so, too. I hope she's in the same little gray...
We went 0 for 1 at the Past Young Festival, so she's got to make up for it.
If we don't find Cha-Cha, we'll find someone else over there that'll be a character.
We got to find some other character.
Yeah.
Trevor, what are you looking up?
I was looking up this one. Did you guys see when Trump was talking about groceries?
No.
He's just, dude, this is
campaign wise or before?
Yeah, this was like the other day, but like just listen to this.
But likewise, an old-fashioned term that we use, groceries. I used it in the campaign. It's such an old-fashioned term, but a beautiful term, groceries. It sort of says a bag with different things in it. Groceries went through the roof. And I campaigned on that. I talked about the word groceries for a lot.
What the
An old-fashioned term. Nobody uses that term anymore, groceries.
What did he say? A bag that...
A bag with a bunch of different stuff in it.
Things in it.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
Did you also see when they had the mobile McDonald's for him in Saudi Arabia?
No, I've been sleeping on this stuff.
Dude, they have a hell of a trip, though. Look fun.
They had like a McDonald's like RV in Saudi Arabia for him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was like a big-ass moving McDonald's.
That's our wet president.
Oh, yeah. Things are looking great.
Looking up, baby.
I honestly haven't been paying attention to the outside world.
Yeah, maybe that's probably good.
Yeah, I think it's better that way.
Yeah, it's probably the best way.
They had a clip of him like looking out the window with like a little charcuterie board in the window, looking at like the jets when he was coming over like Qatar or Qadar, whatever it's called.
Qatar.
Just like looking like
it's Qatar.
just looking like
I think it's Qatar.
like a little baby looking out the window, like, ooh, look at the airplanes. Just odd, man. It's just a weird world we live in right now.
Hey, we got election day next week. Not the election day, primaries next week.
Primaries. There's not, I mean, I guess there's the DA race. The DA primary.
Oh, our boy Larry's like, I don't know.
Who's up going against? Joe Dugan? Something Dugan?
Jeff Dugan.
Dugan Nash.
Dugan. That's exactly what I thought every time I see like a commercial or like a post about him, it's like Dugan Nash. How about Orville Sash? For those who don't know what we're talking about, look up Longmont Potion Castle. Longmont Potion Castle, a true artist.
Yeah, I'll never forget me and John went to see him one time. He was at Philomoka.
Oh, yeah. I didn't go to that, but...
It was incredible. I think Jacob was there, too. It was an incredible time. He just he just prank called people on stage while we were on stage.
That's awesome.
And then at one point he asked someone in the crowd for their phone so he could prank call someone like in their contacts randomly. It was hilarious, dude. It was so much fun.
That's so great. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to him. Does he still come out with stuff?
I probably.
His tour was pre-pandemic. This was like 6 or 7 years
like,
ago.
I haven't kept up with it, but he has like a large body of work. You know,
you will find me whooping some ass. A lot of ointment.
Oh man, yeah, I could go on about Longmont Potion Castle forever.
Yeah, we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
At least I'm not angry about Rick Tocchet and Aaron Nola anymore, though.
Yeah. All right, well, I think that'll just about do it for us here tonight, everybody. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Please leave us a 5-star rating and review after you get a podcast. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Send us an email at citywidepod@gmail.com. And from all of us here at the Citywide, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Peace.
Cha-cha.